Well, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Creative Investor. We have to go over something that is very important. What is actually going to cause the MOASS? I also want to touch on how to control your emotions to not get overly excited or to not get too fearful, because that's probably the most important emotion that you guys are probably feeling a lot is fear. And I have a solution for that for you guys, because who knows what's going to happen next week. We have a lot of catalysts coming up, and if you guys don't know exactly what I'm talking about as far as what's going to happen next week, go ahead, watch the last video that we just put out. That'll clear it all up for you guys. And then finally, at the end of this video, another Chinese hedge fund is down 34%. But let's dive straight into this video. First things first, with the whole situation behind what's actually going to cause the MOASS, because I see all the time you guys get clickbaited by a bunch of videos saying that SEC just did this, or, you know, some other things along those lines that they're trying to convey to you that actually means anything for AMC. While those are small dominoes falling, it's not the bigger picture, and it's never going to cause something the size of AMC to actually explode. Because we already know AMC is going to make us multi-millionaires, right? That's pretty much a fact. But it's going to happen in due time, and this one thing is going to cause it. So to put this into perspective for you guys, before we actually dive into what this is, which I don't know exactly what this will be, but these events have to line up in a certain way for this to happen. And keep in mind, they will happen. So like I've said multiple times before in other videos, the liquidity crisis is number one. And China, their property sector, which accounts for 25% of their GDP, is going to go down substantially in the second half of 2022. Add stimulus going away, all forms of stimulus, and interest rates going up. You're going to see a real lacking of liquidity in the marketplace in the second half of 2022. And that's ultimately the only thing that matters. And I want you guys to think about it in this sense, to put it in the simplest terms as possible. Hedge funds have too much money outstanding. They're never going to be forced to cover AMC in the current marketplace, because we went from $8 to $80, and you only seen 5% of the short interest that was ever covered. So when you think about it like that, we know Evergrande, which is one part of this. We know Evergrande is going to declare bankruptcy in the second half of 2022. We know China is going to take a massive hit, their own version of the global financial crisis, which we started during 2008, is going to happen in China. That's going to affect the Chinese stock market as well as the American stock market. That is what is going to drain the liquidity. But on top of that, the Fed is tightening down. Interest rates are about to balloon. The Fed is selling their assets. Well, they're going to start selling their assets, like their treasury bonds and their mortgage-backed securities. So when they do that, they flood the market with these bonds, and that forces interest rates to go up. So that's the situation. That's what's going to cause the MOASS. Like I said, I don't know exactly what it will be, but when you are seeing liquidity at these record low levels over the past 2 years or so, that will be coming here in the next couple of months, and you see a big catalyst to AMC, or GameStop for that matter, something along the lines of what we just seen, GameStop entering the NFT marketplace. If the liquidity was super low right now, that likely would have started the MOASS, and you would have seen all of these shorts forced cover, at least 95% of them instead of 25% of them. And that's what's ultimately going to cause the AMC MOASS. So I hate to see all of these clickbait videos that, you know, say this is going to cause it or this is a big deal, when in all reality they know it's not. So that's the situation about that. That's what's going to actually cause the MOASS. On top of that, how to control your emotions, because this is the most important part about being an investor. And simply put, what has always helped me from, you know, my early days where I would, you know, freak out about a stock going down. Like, is it ever going to come back? I paid 50 for it. It's at 20. Is it ever coming back? That type of stuff. You really have to do your own due diligence about the fundamentals of the business. You have to think about it. Is the business improving right now? What did the business look like last year? we had less movies in 2021 even hit theaters than 2020. So 2020 had more movies go to the domestic theaters than 2021 did. We know we're going to have a rock solid fundamental year in 2022. We know that institutional investors have been loading up on AMC, as you can see right here. Throughout the last 2 months, they have been buying the dip like no other. Obviously, there's more shorting activity going on at the same time. That's why we have fallen in our stock price. But if you figure out your worst case scenario, which looks to be about $20 per share, then that can help you sleep a lot more at night. Why do I say that? Because we're pretty much at your worst case scenario right now. So you probably took a majority of the beating that you will ever take with AMC stock, in my personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. AMC could say something crazy on Monday and the stock could collapse, theoretically, right? Anything's possible. Very, very, very improbable, but anything can happen. So I wouldn't die on a hill on what I'm saying here as far as you've seen the worst of the pain, but I think it's pretty straightforward, right? I think a lot of people would tell you that. So that really has helped me sleep better at night in my early stages of investing and not make rash decisions out of emotions and then watch the stock, sell a stock, and then the next week it's up 25% and I just lost a bunch of money. So that really helped me, and I wanted to share that with you guys, and that's ultimately what is going to cause the MOASS as well. Hopefully that did provide you guys some clarity on the situation. Ultimately, when you see, this happen, these people defaulted, it doesn't matter until the liquidity is crunched. That is the moral of the story. As far as this hedge fund, a Chinese hedge fund responds to investor ire after 34% loss. Chinese asset manager Loyal Valley Capital Company responded to pushback from clients who lost a third of their money on a product last year, as the 70 billion yuan, $11 billion US dollar hedge fund became the latest target of investor ire. So they're all losing a lot, especially over in China. And even here in America, there's only a handful of hedge funds that actually beat the S&P. And the best performing hedge fund was up 85% on the year because they invested on the long side of GameStop. So to put that into perspective, we are winning, and you are already seeing this liquidity starting to be crunched. And that's very exciting, especially if your worst case scenario is pretty much already here. When we did see this double bottom, $20.80 per share, and then $20.80 right here, we could be looking at some massive upside here in the near term future. Here in the next couple of months, I personally think the end of January, if not midway through February, give or take, is going to be very bullish. So that is going to conclude this video. Hopefully you guys found some value out of at least the honesty and transparency of this video. Nothing is going to cause the MOASS besides the stock market going down, interest rates going up, overall liquidity being crunched. And when you guys see those clickbait videos, just know that it's a small domino of like 10,000 more that need to happen before the MOASS actually happens. So I don't want you guys, hopefully this, at the very least saves you some time on clickbait videos, because I hate to see it. It hurts the movement. It gives people really false expectations. Now, it's different if you're looking at a technical breakout or something else that has a high probability of actually developing. Like I said, this double bottom is typically a bullish reversal pattern. It may or may not happen. That could be very good. But overall, hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, leave it down below in the comment section. Like the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Do what you guys got to do. If you also want access to my trades or just support the channel and here on this journey, then check out the link for the buy and sell alerts. We have been killing it. We just had a 400% winning trade on Lucid. Maybe it was a little bit more than that. I sold out at about 350% winner, and some other big winners over the past couple of days. So if you guys want access to that, check that out. Links for free stock in the description of this video as well. Love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your ear. I will see you in the next one.